life, there's only really two options. You're either an optimist or a pessimist. You either have a positive mindset or a negative mindset. Now, a positive mindset doesn't mean that no negative shit will happen. It doesn't mean that your car won't break down. It doesn't mean that your kids won't get sick. It doesn't mean that you may go through something, right? A positive mindset doesn't mean that you won't go through tragedy. A positive mindset means that you see your tragedy as challenges. You see the issues that you have as challenges, and you're trying to overcome them. And the key thing about it is, when we grow up, a lot of times, especially when we grow up in these harsh urban environments, we're taught to just look at the negativity because so much negativity occurs around us on a repetitive basis. And maybe we have parents, we have friends, we have people that we associate with that are negative, that do have a mindset where they don't see a positive future because they haven't seen positivity happening in their lives and they haven't seen productive things happening in their lives. So therefore, their mindset, be based on repetition, the same way you learn your ABCs repetitiously, their mindset has been conditioned to think negative, to have a pessimistic outlook on things. However, every day we have the ability to change that mindset. Every day, the same way we have repetitively gone through negativity or seen negativity or been programmed to see the negative in everything, false expectations appearing real, seeing negative outcomes and everything, is the same way we could reprogram ourselves to see positive outcomes in things. And the best way to do that is to show gratitude on a day-to-day basis. If you could find 5 things to be grateful for on a day-to-day basis, what you're doing is, see, the same repetition again that we use to learn our ABCs is what we're doing when we're constantly looking at or being grateful for what we have. We're generating the frequency and the energy of positivity. Because if you have to think of 5 things that make your day or 5 things that you're thankful for every day, you're starting your day with positivity. You're starting your day with gratitude. And now your perspective, because everything in life is about perspective. So your perspective is now tuned in to things that make you happy, things that you're thankful for, reasons why you're here on earth, things that make you feel better, right? So gratitude is one of the easiest ways to hack fear, pain, anxiety, and depression. And doing it on a repetitious basis is what generates that frequency on that aura of positivity. Peace, pound, prosperity.
When we have a thought, we make a chemical. And if you have an unlimited thought, you will feel unlimited. And if you have a self-depreciating thought, you'll feel unworthy. And your brain instantaneously fires circuits that signal another part of the brain to release peptides or chemical messengers that signal hormonal centers. And when we get that arousal from the thought that we think, those thoughts sometimes weaken, the response weakens the physical body. So it turns out that the emotions that are created from the thoughts are the signaling mechanisms of the body. Thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body, and how we think and how we feel creates our state of being. So it turns out that the thoughts based in the stress hormones, based in survival, those are the thoughts that begin to push the genetic buttons that create disease. In other words, a person wakes up in the morning, and the brain is a record of the past. The first thing they do when they wake up in the morning is they start thinking about their problems. And those problems are memories that are etched in the brain that are connected to certain people, certain objects, certain things at certain times and places. So if you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, the moment you think about your problems, you're thinking in the past, right? Mm-hmm. Now, every one of those problems has an emotion associated with them because we've experienced them. So the moment you remember your problems, now you feel unhappy. Now you feel anxious. Now you feel fear. So the moment we feel those emotions, it takes a thought and a feeling, a memory or an image and an emotion, a stimulus and a response, and we start conditioning the body emotionally into the past. Now the body is so objective that it doesn't know the difference between the real life experience that's creating that emotion and the emotion that person's fabricating by thought alone. The body's believing it's in that environmental condition. So if the environment signals the gene, and that's the truth, and the end product of an experience in the environment is an emotion, we're signaling the same genes, and genes make proteins. And if you keep signaling the same genes, you start down-regulating the gene to make cheaper proteins, and the body begins to break down. Now, that's an unconscious process. So what goes along with that is the moment the person feels that emotion of unhappiness or whatever it is, the brain checks in with the body and says, yeah, you're feeling pretty miserable, you're suffering, and we tend to generate more thoughts equal to the feeling that we have. And so then we get caught in this loop of thinking and feeling. So if we can't think greater than how we feel, or our feelings have become the means of thinking, then we're thinking in the past, right? And so we call that the familiar past. And then a person gets going in the day and they start thinking, oh, I got to see this person, I got to go to that meeting, I hate doing this, and now they get in their routine. And a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that the body now knows how to do it better than the mind. So now the person running through the same routine every single day is on autopilot, and their body's now dragging them into a predictable future based on what they did in the past, and they've lost their free will to a set of programs.